Now, when we talk about Aquarius, we are talking about the most rebellious sign in the zodiac overall. So first, what is Aquarius? Well, Aquarius is the final air sign after Gemini and Libra. Air signs are the thinkers and communicators of the zodiac. Aquarius is fixed air. It's not adaptable like Gemini, who is mutable air. It's not an initiator like Libra, who is cardinal air. It's fixed air, which can represent a non-changeable mind. Fixed opinions. So from that alone, you will have someone who will not be swayed by another's opinion or mindset. They are their own person with their own mind. Aquarius is also the 11th sign, the second to last sign before Pisces. The zodiac signs can be translated to human ages. So in the zodiac, Aquarius represents a person that is old and nearing death. The person's retired, completed life, and now has all this time on their hands. Basically, someone who's bored of everything because they know everything, so they start looking towards the afterlife, things beyond this earth. Picture an old person in their room with a telescope pointed at the sky, or the hot neighbour's window, you never know with these lot. But with all that said, Aquarius is ruled by two planets, Saturn and Uranus. These two planets are like opposites in a way because Saturn is about restrictions, time, discipline, hard work, whilst Uranus is about breaking free, being an individual, rebellion. I always think of France when I think of Aquarius. Their people don't take any shit from their own government. Viva la resistance. So with Aquarius, you can have two types of Aquariuses. The conservative Saturn-y Capricorn-y type ones, as Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn. These are like the sciencey show me proof types. Or you can have the most rebellious, non-conformist people you can ever meet, rebelling everything Saturn is about, who's discovered energy that science cannot explain. It's about breaking down corrupt establishments, think protests, anonymous, government cyber attacks, etc. True radicals. With Capricorn being like the boss of the zodiac, the ruler of Earth, the goat at the top of the mountain, and only being ruled by Saturn, what you get with Capricorn is someone who is very serious, responsible, and disciplined. They've also got a soft, funny hidden side. But this translates to a successful person, more times than not. Just think a CEO of a large company, a military vet, or Kim Jong-un. If we look at the type of world we live in, and I mean really look at it, you will see that this place is run by evil, with all the fuckery that goes on behind the scenes, and in your face. If it's not the world that is evil, then it's the people. So Capricorn becomes someone who becomes one with this and rules it and the people. Setting up rules people must follow, forcing people to work just to earn enough to survive. Not to thrive, but to survive. Capricorn and Saturn basically sets the tone for harsh conditions on Earth, where hard work doesn't always equal success for everybody. So it's no surprise that Capricorn and or Saturn both represents the devil in some readings. It's like the devil rules Earth, evil rules Earth. Aquarius is the sign after Capricorn. So Aquarius is technically supposed to rebel from this world and its ways, even with being ruled by Saturn too. Better the devil you know, right? So with Uranus there prompting a new start, out with the old, in with the new mentality, Aquarius are like the first step in freeing the people from slavery, basically, with Pisces being the final step. That new cycle starting in Aries begins at Aquarius. Aquarius sets it up for Pisces to knock it down, for Aries to come through. So what this creates is an individual person in Aquarius, someone with their own mind, someone who knows everything and wants to bring everything down from this knowing, or just to escape for themselves. Aquarius is a threat to any sort of corruption. This is why Aquarius is the sign of the collective, the sign of groups, friends. It's the sign of the people. Not exactly for the people, but of the people. Now, we are in a world of sheep. Even with the most vile things going on day to day, most people would just rather keep their head down and do their time and leave Earth. True Aquarians are not those people. They won't sit down and watch fuckery going on. If you choose to stay being a sheep, then Aquarius won't force you to follow. But when we're talking dark sides of the zodiac, Aquarius are one of the darkest signs there is, and I'll explain both types. The first test Aquariuses will face is, do I go the Saturn route or the Uranus route? Remember, the zodiac and life in general is one big cycle. Cycles are supposed to be progressive, moving forward. Aquarius gets the chance to move forward or stay put. And it will be easy for them to stay put because they're a fixed sign. But to complete their mission, they must learn to use that fixed mindset towards moving forward. They're the last stop before the end. A lot banks on Aquariuses subconsciously. Abraham Lincoln once said, "You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today." Think of senior citizens who votes for things that will not benefit the younger generation out of spite and ignorance. These types do not accept change or want change. They will stay enforcing old ways in modern times. These are the types to be using a Nokia 3310 in 2024 to stay in that time. Not even to sell drugs or anything. Nah, just to stay in that era. They can be non-progressive in many ways. Good and evil shit. An Aquarius who is anti-change will purposely not keep up with the times and be an enemy of progress. Anything progressive you have going on, these Saturn-like Aquariuses will act as a real-life obstacle to it. A restriction. They're like Virgos, but worse and unfair. Oh, you're growing weed in the house next door because your bills are too high? Capricorn's ways have you swimming in debt? You're losing at life, depressed and need a boost? An Aquarius will know what you're up to, know your struggles, and still shut that shit down. They'll call the police, get your house raided. They won't care. They will cold-heartedly put an end to it. These are the rules type. Capricorns will set the rules, they'll set up the restrictions, but Aquarius will enforce them. Capricorns are cold, but Aquariuses are colder, because Capricorn can be like a politician who sets up rules for the poor. Like the poor are not allowed to go into any store after 8 PM because they steal. Aquarius can be one of those people living in the hood, so knows how things are and knows the people don't steal. They will know the people need to pop out late night to grab a 40 or get some more sugar for their Kool-Aid or whatever. But still, this Aquarius can comply and see others try sneaking into a store after 8 PM and stand at the store's door telling them no, they're not allowed to go in there, like they work there. Just to stick to the rules even when it's not benefiting them either. However, these Aquariuses will typically be wealthy like Capricorn and will want to keep the wealthy wealthy. Enforce that division. It's almost impossible to have like a poor Aquarius who is law abiding. They will have to have the most constraint because it's in their nature to rebel, to break rules. When you think of these type of Saturn Aquariuses, simply think enemy of progress, law enforcers, police, neighborhood watch, etc. Now, the dark side of the Uranus Aquarius is very dark. These people can be more ruthless than ever, and this is the way Aquarius should go. Doesn't matter if it's against the rules, they are here to break the rules. Uranus is the coldest planet in the solar system. This makes Aquariuses typically the coldest people in the zodiac in numerous ways. In an astrological view, Aquarius is the opposite sign to Leo, who is ruled by the sun. So it's the opposite to all that love and warmth in Leo. Aquarius are the true, I don't give a fuck sign here on Earth. So when they swing Uranus's way, you get someone who literally doesn't give a fuck. They give a fuck in a I don't give a fuck way, if you get what I mean. Yeah, there's rules about, that the poor can't go into the stores after 8 PM, these Aquariuses may not even be poor themselves, but they'll go into every store and take down any signs supporting this shit. They'll tell the people to go and buy your sugar for your Kool-Aid. Who gives a fuck if it's 9 PM? Better yet, loot the whole block. Loot the city if they want to lie about the poor stealing after 8 PM. Show them what the poor stealing really looks like if they want to come with that bullshit. Rosa Parks was an Aquarius, and every single person knows about Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks parked the bus on that sitting at the back of the bus bullshit. This is what Aquarius is here to do. Rebel. They will go to that Capricorn politician's office, kick down their door, and basically tell them to stick their oppressive bullshit rules up their backside. Non-lubed. They will break every rule there is if it's non-progressive. From a young age too. If they don't fuck with it, then they don't fuck with it. I'm hungry, I got no money. What do you mean I need to pay for this to eat to stay alive? If you don't give it to me, I'll steal it. How about that? Fuck your man-made currency shit, I'm hungry. Belly starving. They will also purposely do illegal things. They will purposely sell bricks of cocaine. You will catch Alicia with keys of the finest. They will purposely not work for anyone and do fraud for the fact that they have to pay taxes. You get the gist. They can really go very far with that mindset. Very far. Rob from the rich and give to the poor. That's Aquarius, Pisces, Libra, Sagittarius stuff. When evolved. In any establishment you have, no one wants a Uranus type Aquarius in there if it's corrupt, as they are the main threat, and every establishment will equally want a Saturn type Aquarius defending their corrupt establishment. Aquarius is equally the hero and villain sign of the Zodiac, similar to Pisces, but in a human way, not a spiritual way. If we use the air signs in a scenario, that Gemini is the youngest out of the three. They will be like the most immature with the energy. Less serious, more fun. Geminis are ruled by Mercury. It's an intelligent and witty sign, but it's also chaotic. So Geminis are like little cheeky shits basically. So let's say we got a group of Geminis, skateboarders, fucking around some headquarters, doing tricks and spray painting shit. Hell yeah, dude. Little Tony Hawk motherfuckers. Some Virgo security guard comes out and is like, hey, this is private property. You lot need to leave your trespassing and vandalizing. I'll call the authorities. Gemini can stop for a second, then tell the security, fuck off, you can't stop us. Try to catch us, motherfucker. So say the security guard does catch one of them, slams that one on the ground, then they all run off. A Libra, the second air sign, could have seen this all take place and record it. Go over to the security and be like, how dare you assault those kids? You won't get away with this. Security can be like, they were trespassing on private property. I'm just doing my job. Yada yada. But Libras don't take any form of injustice. Yeah, the kids were trespassing, but you just assaulted one. So Libras could call the police, but they also can take the action into their own hands. And you don't want Libras balancing the scales theirself. So let's say Libra goes online with it, posts the video and spreads the news. The Libra finds the Geminis and interviews them. The Geminis are like, yeah, we just wanted a peaceful place to skate, and we told the security guard we were leaving, but he just started saying fuck Trump and MAGA. Then he started manhandling us, and he also touched my friends in their no-no place. Everyone's getting behind the campaign now, cause that's Libra's speciality. Libra will know Gemini's chatting shit, cause they saw the whole thing, but hey, the ball's already rolling, and he did assault them. So when Aquariuses, the Uranus type, lock onto this, they will take it from here, and that place is getting burnt down. Security guard might get caught on a dark night, all of that. Aquarius will handle the final stage of that issue. But Aquarius's main thing won't really be because the kid got assaulted, or believe in Gemini's extra white lies added to the story, or Libra's campaign, where they're getting the attention and acceptance they secretly crave. Nah, Aquarius's thing will be like, well, who are you to tell these kids they can't skate here? They can do whatever the fuck they want. You boring life having Virgo following orders loving c***. You ain't no virgin, fuck you, fuck your boss, and it's MAGA all day in this bitch, but fuck Trump too. And this is how Aquariuses could defend anything when it comes to freedom of all kinds. Aquarius could fuck around like Gemini. They could negotiate and bring about peace or a balance like Libra. But that they're the most evolved air sign is bigger than all of that. They don't need to talk to you, even though they're an air sign. Aquariuses take action, even if that action is to disappear. Jose Mourinho once said, "I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'll be in big trouble." That energy can be channeled into anything, multiple things like Gemini. And when Aquarius gets to this stage, they start tapping into Pisces world energy. So they get insight that everything's an illusion. Death's not real. This isn't their only lifetime, etc. They become fearless. This rebellion can come in many forms, even with things like breaking records. Anything that's Capricorn-y, like legacy related. This person has this record for all these years. Aquarius could purposely fixate on that record and break it to bring about a new record. Cristiano Ronaldo's an Aquarius, for example, and he's breaking every single record possible in the world of football. Same with Michael Jordan, breaking records during his time. Aquariuses can produce legends amongst legends, breaking down doors. Remember the Olsen twins, Mary-Kate and Ashley? Very popular 90s Gemini twins. They ditched the TV screen for fashion, but these days, we've got their younger Aquarius sister who's possibly more talented than they were acting-wise and is in blockbuster movies. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. Mercury is Gemini's ruler and is the planet of communication, like a conversation between two people, for example, transferring information. Uranus will be like communication on a larger scale or a more evolved level, like communicating to the masses. Mercury is like letters in the post. Uranus is like group video calls. It's more advanced. It's like Mercury is knowledge of life on Earth. Uranus is knowledge of life outside of Earth. It's knowledge of Earth and more. So Aquarius can be talkers if they choose to, have the best debates with you possible, but they don't have to. They have the choice, and more times they'd rather show you a form of communication that hits harder than words will. Telling someone to fuck off and fucking up someone's whole establishment is two different levels of communication. That's Aquarius, and you can apply that to any and everything. They're ruled by Uranus, your anus. They see everyone's shit, know everyone's shit, and smells everyone's shit. So deep down, don't fuck with the world anymore. They end up rebelling from the world in the end, which is how Pisces comes about. It's like Aquarius summons Pisces. They rain down Pisces from the clouds above, and when those droplets fall into the ocean, the flood is ready to begin. So although they have a fixed mind state, unless they communicate it, which isn't all the time, you don't know what to expect from them. And they are truly a sign that you can have two different versions of. It's not like different personalities like Gemini or a false personality with an ulterior motive like Libra. It's a fixed personality either way. They can be this Aquarius or that Aquarius. So this is why they are the most unpredictable sign, along with being aloof, no matter which type of Aquarius they are. Unpredictable. Eccentric. With this Uranus energy Aquarius contains, this really makes them an electrifying sign. They radiate electricity, can be a positive or negative energy or charge, but either way, it's wild energy. If you've been around it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Aquarius contain an energy that cannot be replicated anywhere else in the zodiac. It's a current that connects everybody within their vicinity together. Aquarius rules the ankles and calves on the zodiac body, the connectors to the feet, which is Pisces at the end. But Aquarius also rules the veins, the circulation system, and that same flow of blood going around the zodiac body is that electricity Aquariuses feel. They're in touch with it all basically. This is why they're the people sign. They are genuine people's people without an ulterior motive like Libra. They can bring everyone together just to have everyone together. Nothing more than that. I show Speeds, a recent example amongst the younger crowd. Wild as hell. You wouldn't even have to guess what sign he is. Ashton Kutcher's another one. That wacky energy is recognizable. Now, although this energy is buzzing and wild, Aquarius don't exactly have control of it, but they can direct it. Aquarius is like Raiden from Mortal Kombat. You can look at them and see that energy running through their veins, running around their body. It will be impossible not to spot an Aquarius if they are local. But what you will be witnessing is someone who is shaking this energy off. They don't revel in it, and there is no one way they will shake it off. And that's what makes them unpredictable. Lisa Marie Presley once said, "I'll say it loud and say it proud. I'm completely insane." You and your Aquarius friend could be chilling, casually chatting about something. Next minute, they jump up in excitement in response to that same convo you was having peacefully. Like, "Burger King's so nice. I know, I love the Whopper. Me too. Don't really like their fries though. I know McDonald's have the best fries. Let's go get that Burger King, I want a Whopper." "Okay. Come, I'm driving." Shit example, but you get the gist. There was no need to burst out like that, but that's how Aquariuses are. They get this sudden surge of energy, then release it. They are like Aries on crack, like a Leo on amphetamines. Even a wild Sagittarius will pause for a second, wondering what the fuck's up with an Aquarius. So when it comes to crimes or dark-sided stuff, this can make Aquariuses a very handy asset, but also a big liability. You can tell your Aquarius friend beforehand. Just stick the customers up. Taurus will stick up the workers behind the desk and I'll empty the tills. When it comes to the crime now, all it takes is that surge of energy to run through that Aquarius, and now you have casualties. You'll look at your Aquarius friend and they look like a fucking maniac. They're waving that gun around, letting off shots in the air. They took their mask off too and is dancing in front of the camera. They don't give a fuck. They are wild and dangerous people, cause that darkness from Saturn is always there, even if they aren't moving in that conservative way. So mix it with Uranus's energy and you get a very scary and unpredictable person. For the football heads, remember Luis Suarez? This guy was talented as hell, one of the best strikers of all time. But he went through a phase where he was biting people. Like real life biting people on the pitch. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? If you think Sagittarius is over the top, you haven't met a true Aquarius. They're the walking definition of OTT. I know you guys have heard of Griselda Blanco, the Colombian drug lord. She is big Aquarius energy. And we all know Pablo Escobar, another Colombian drug lord, and a Sagittarius. Pablo Escobar once said, "The only man I was ever afraid of was a woman named Griselda Blanco." As I've said in previous videos, the last section of the zodiac from Sag to Pisces, the winter signs, the final signs of their element, they are the oldest and coldest signs of them all. Mary, Henry VIII's daughter, is a well-known historical figure and an Aquarius. You may know her as Bloody Mary. During her reign, she burnt over 250 Protestants at the stake. Ruthless. A fixed mindset is a very dangerous thing, and once that "I don't give a fuck" energy charges in them, it's coming out. There's like no point arguing with them at this point. I know an Aquarius that when he had a heated argument over the phone, he'd put the phone to his mouth and start shouting his opinion. Can't even hear what the other person's saying. Then stops for a little, puts the phone back to his ear to hear if that person's still there listening, then puts the phone back to his mouth and starts shouting some more. Rinse and repeat. They're not trying to hear what the other person is saying. Once these aquas release that charged up energy, these are people that can go quiet after. Where you may even think they're bipolar. Think they're on drugs. These times, they're just real life made like that. I'm Rick James, bitch. The only way to not be surprised by an Aquarius's actions is to expect the unexpected, which still leaves you unprepared. Aquarius are hard to read anyway, because they distance themselves now and then. But once you're around them, nothing will be a surprise if you expect the unexpected, which still means it will be a surprise. They're like half robot or half alien and half human, meaning you will never understand a side of Aquarius unless you're a Pisces or got heavy Pisces energy, because it's out of this world energy. I repeat, these are some dark and cold people when they're ready. You've got Gary Ridgway, an Aquarius, who has the second highest boy count in American serial killing history. If you've witnessed a true Aquarius in person, none of this will surprise you, trust me. They stand on what they stand on, even more than the other three fixed signs, in Taurus, Leo and Scorpio. Taurus will just seem the most stubborn out of those four, because they're the youngest with the energy, the rawest with it. Aquarius can be the embodiment of stubbornness, due to learning and fully understanding it from the previous signs. So say you've got an Aquarius enemy. They will channel this electric energy towards you to rebel fear. The strongest emotion here on earth is love and fear. Capricorn can instill fear in the masses. Aquarius will rebel fear, and Pisces will embody love as love conquers all, including fear, as fear will be included in what love is doing to conquer all. Rosa Parks once said, "I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. Knowing what must be done does away with fear." So if you're out with your mum, for example, and come across your Aquarius enemy, you may think, oh, I'll catch them another day. Because maybe you live by an unwritten rule where you keep family out of it. We don't attack each other if we're out with our kids, for example. You see, if Aquarius knows you live by that rule, they will purposely go against it, and your parent or your kid as well can end up getting it too, on that same day. Broad daylight. Fuck them kids. It's like Omar in The Wire, when they shot at him on a Sunday morning, church day, taking his grandmama to church. Big disrespect, violating the Sunday morning truce. Yeah, you see dark-sided Sagittarius, Capricorns, Aquariuses and Pisces, they will get low like that. And Scorpios if they're in revenge mode. All the signs can go there in their dark side, but when it comes to making evil their way of life, it gets worse as you get deeper in the Zodiac. But in general, do not underestimate an Aquarius's level of crazy. But same time, you can have those Aquariuses that are outright cowards. Run from trouble. Run from restrictions. Stand on stage and get slapped in front of a crowd. Just detach from the world and disappear. You will not know what type they are until they show you. The good thing is, once they show you, then you know what to expect, because they're fixed like that. If an Aquarius tells you they don't want trouble, typically, you wouldn't have to worry about that being a lie where they come back for you later. That's more Libra and Gemini level. Aquarius can really not care to take a situation further and call a truce. But even then, you will be wary when you typically won't need to be. I mean, everyone lies, but Aquarius aren't the best liars. They're not convincing liars, because they haven't got that deception in them like that. Mind games and things like that isn't their style. They're more straight to the point, like a Sagittarius. So yeah, if an Aquarius communicates with you that they are going to blow your head off when they see you, then that is exactly what they are going to do. And that is exactly what is going to happen. They just don't give you that benefit of a heads up more time. Another dark side to Aquarius is they can be into weird shit. Not taboo shit, that's Scorpio, but more like weird shit that you don't expect. Aquarius could tell you they're a freak and tell you you won't be able to match their freak. So say you're a sexual person and think, psh, I bet you're into bum stuff or toes. I can handle that. So you book a hotel room for you and your Aquarius. Then it's time to get down to business. You're kissing and stuff. Then the Aquarius is like, wait a sec, let me get changed. So say they go into the bathroom. Next minute, they come out in a tinky winky outfit, including the bag, with the stomach playing Bob Marley's best hits and a Rasta hat. No woman, no cry. You're like, okay, cool. They like to dress up and I like Bob Marley. So you start to dance to make them feel comfortable, get on their wave. Then they pull out this massive Bilbo. This massive Bilbo Baggins that looks like a gigantic spliff. You're like, okay, how are we gonna smoke that? Oh wait, it's plastic. Where do you think they're putting that? Next minute, Human Centipede starts playing on the Teletubby stomach, and the Aquarius points at that gigantic Bilbo spliff and their mouth and your backside. They're trying to play Human Centipede. Hey, sorry people, I'm tired, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. My point is, they are some weird people. Listen, Pisces can be weird too. Look at that story I just made up. But Aquarius's weirdness is honestly shit you won't expect. Anything classed as weird and sexual, charge it to those Aquariuses. They'll be all up in that triple X world, like Libra, Scorpio and Pisces. Freak freaks. Imagine if The Weeknd wasn't a singer. He'd probably keep all that freaky shit behind closed doors. Can you lick the tip then throat this dick? Oh no, oh no. You wanna see something funny? There was this guy called James Joyce, an old school Aquarius writer. Google James Joyce's love letters to Nora Barnacle. Read that shit and you'll see what I'm saying about Aquarius's freaky side. And as I said, unless they warn you or communicate it with you, you won't see it coming. Just like the Aquarius with the Tinky Winky mask on, you won't see them coming. But on a serious level, it can really get dark involving kinks too. Look up Enriqueta Marti, an Aquarius, the vampire of Barcelona. In general, you cannot talk Aquarius and not talk weird. It's what makes them different. The LGBTQ community alone is Aquarius's world. Not because it's weird, but because it's different. Light-sided stuff would be like, they like to experiment on their style, like pink hair, change their hair colour, and put some random clothing together. That's them, because it represents their uniqueness. And they can pull it off too. Set trends with ease. Very attractive people, physically and energy-wise. Who didn't like Rachel from Friends? More to the E to the, but they are not for the faint-hearted. So unless they can find someone or some people who can match their unorthodox ways, they will choose to be loners. Social loners. Life of the party 1 minute, talking to everyone, next minute they've disappeared. Left the party because they got bored. Same old shit, talking, dancing. They need that out of world kick. They need different things, new things to keep that energy flowing. And not many can offer that. Think of how much Gemini loves to experiment and try new shit. Aquarius is next level to that. They need some alien. They're trying to get some of that galactic gussy. This is why Pisces and Aquarius clash a lot. Because Pisces will be telling Aquarius, stop coming into my world and trying to fuck the inhabitants. They don't like it. And if there's one sign that will hate a peaceful, quiet Pisces, it's Aquarius. It will irritate them on a level they may not even understand, but it's because they assertively rebelled for Pisces to come here and get active. So Pisces that are on some weak peace stuff will irk them. From Aquarius's point of view, it's like, can't you see it's war? Don't you know what you're here for? Type of thing. It's like that meme, stand up. But in general, don't be surprised if your gangbanger, Aquarius friend, turns into a scientist one day. Finds some whole new life in experimenting shit. and finding out new things about this world, becoming interested in space, out-of-world things that the average person won't be able to relate to. Where you think they got a god complex, they can have an elitist mentality, but really, it's just they end up operating on a whole nother level, mentally, where they have to dumb their self down to speak to people, humans. That's the difference between Mercury and Uranus. Their mind leaves Earth, and that's where Pisces is born, with a higher level of intelligence, not understood by Earth's people. One song that represents Aquarian energy perfectly is New Person, Same Old Mistakes by Tame Impala. The lead writer and singer Kevin Parker is an Aquarius. Rihanna did a cover to it too. Very wavy, spaced out vibes. When Aquarius goes distant and quiet, that in itself is dangerous, because it's never about what they are thinking about. It's what they are doing you should be worried about. Because one thing's for sure, Aquarius are always up to something. Distant. Emotional. One very common misconception with Aquarius is that they are not emotional because they're an air sign. Listen, it's just what sign has more access to what. Everything is one. We separate it by elements, modality, but it's all one. It all makes up one. This is what Pisces shows you, right? So Aquarius is a sign that secretly deals with deep and dark feelings. As I said earlier, Aquarius can be seen as an old person preparing to die. It's like the end of life sign. So it's the same way an old person would be around that time. They'll start low-key deep in everything. It doesn't matter how cold you are or appear, everybody has feelings. When you sit and reflect, you will meet your true feelings. This is more of a matured Aquarius thing. It sets up Pisces' ways. All the signs before a sign sets up that sign's ways. Like Libra sets up Scorpio's ways, Aries sets up Taurus's ways, and so on. So Aquarius will deep this stuff in the end, because they as well as Pisces are the loners of the Zodiac. The same way Neptune and Uranus are the last two planets on their own thing. That represents the final two signs. But Aquarius doesn't have the capacity to handle these deep feelings, which is a part of the electricity they generate when around others, so they discharge it quickly. It's similar to Gemini, where Gemini stays in their thoughts and purposely ignores their feelings to keep things light. And what Libras do with their feelings leads them into the dark world of Scorpio. So I won't even go into that in this video. There's benefits to Aquarius's ways in terms of self-preservation. It's not even that they deluded their self, they just redirect the feelings. They push the energy away. But what's scary with Aquarius is they can have similarities to Scorpio without deepening it like Scorpio. They can have really possessive and controlling ways, especially when it comes to their partners. Aquarius can be a sign that can have like open relationships, like relationships where there's lots of freedom and experimenting. But during this alone time they'll craft out for themselves, they may not push away all that emotional energy creeping in. So this will make them do the reverse of their ways, where they can become very abusive, verbally and physically, jealous and very controlling. The crazy thing is, they can feel this way and not deep it. This is how they can be emotional, but cold at the same time. An Aquarius could cry to you, profess their undying love for you, and logically mean it, but not mean it in their heart. It's fucked up. They can love you with their mind, but not their heart or soul. It's funny Valentine's Day is an Aquarius season, because it represents how they love. It's like a mental reminder to tell them or show them you love them. You can do all that from the mind, from your generous thoughts, but it still cannot come from the heart. Because when it does, it'll be like that every day, not on a reminder day of the year, like Valentine's. Why send flowers on Valentine's Day? Why not send it on a random day? Like a Sunday morning when someone's taking their grandmama to church. The only way to describe it is Aquarius can get their hands on Pisces type things before the stage of Pisces but cannot handle it. The same way they are the water bearers, that water or ether they are bearing is Pisces. That water they are pouring onto humanity is Pisces. Or it alerts Pisces. It feeds the fish. Because it's Pisces who can handle it. And it's Pisces' job to end the whole cycle. But if Aquarius touches that water, they can't handle all that. So they will aim it at someone to distribute it. So if you are close to an Aquarius, you will get the complete opposite version of how they usually are, which will resemble a toxic Scorpio. You ever been in a relationship or any sort of ship with a hot but cold person, a distant but clingy person, complete mindfuck, and it's emotional abuse to the receiver? So for Aquarius to break this current of negative energy, that's why they have to disappear. That's the only way. But they don't disappear to heal or chill like a water sign. They disappear to get up to some next shit. So they don't learn from their ways, but are still emotional to a degree. So if they come back crying about no one checking on them or whatever, they don't even realize how emotionally abusive they have been. You're thinking they left you alone to heal, when they just left you alone because that energy got too much for them. They didn't go away and learn about it though. Where others will get very frustrated is, you may try to communicate your feelings with an Aquarius in hope of some emotional understanding or comfort, not realizing they didn't even go away to understand any of that. So your emotions will feel overwhelming to them, paired with them being a fixed air sign, meaning they stand on what they stand on. If their original stance wasn't in line with anything you are saying, then they will stay that way. You can't mold no Aquarius to be more sensitive or be more open to your feelings. They may try with their mind, but they haven't got full control of their heart or soul to take it all in and lead with love. They are rebels at heart. Apologize for what? Say sorry for what? They will look at you on some Crimea River Justin Timberlake shit. So yes, they do feel that emotion, but they will push that energy away. They will pour it somewhere because they aren't ready for that. Because they are in touch with the collective's energy, not one with the collective's energy. You can say they're selfish, but it's not in a meaning to hurt you way. It's more in a I can't deal with this shit way. And they'll disappear. These are people who can keep their phones off for days, keep their phone on airplane mode for however long they want, and comfortably do it too. I know you guys saw what recently happened with J. Cole, Drake and Kendrick. That's a Scorpio and Aquarius against a Gemini. So J. Cole, the Aquarius, sent a reply diss track to Kendrick, the Gemini, first. But a few days after, J. Cole apologized and removed the diss track and left Drake, the Scorpio, and Kendrick, the Gemini, to go at it. Now, from an astrological standpoint, J. Cole wasn't sorry about any of that shit. He meant that diss track, and that's why he sent it. This isn't no, whatever I said, whatever I didn't mean it. Nah, you meant that shit, Gary Barlow. The Gemini would not have accepted that apology. They would have just seen it as, okay, cool, you don't want the smoke. Probably past your bedtime anyway, old man. What J. Cole, the Aquarius, would have realized after is, this is kid shit. I ain't got time for this petty Gemini shit. So he may have said sorry and all that, but he meant that from a thinking way, not from his heart. He wasn't really sorry for dissing him. He was sorry that he allowed himself to respond to petty shit. His mind's probably onto bigger and otherworldly things. Aquarius don't play little games like that, even if it appears they are playing little games. They'll rather watch from afar because they know what direction it's heading. They and Sagittarius are quite similar, don't like restrictions and have a crazy level of foresight. Aquarius sees into the future. When influenced by Uranus, they're forward thinkers, and that also contributes to not allowing another's feelings or thoughts to change theirs. They'll just look ahead. Oh, you don't want me now? Well, fuck off then. I don't give a fuck. I'll find someone else. Then send a love message a couple days later that came from their head, not their heart, forgetting how emotionally dismissive they were the last time you spoke. And they're not even playing mind games when they do that. That's what's mad. The sad thing is, if Aquarius does end up understanding their feelings, it will be at a time where they're very mature and more than likely alone, living a simple life like Paris Hilton, holding that electricity in, truly being in touch with the collective. And that's how Pisces enters the world, connected with everybody's feelings whilst feeling alone, foreign to the world. You may think, who's this Pisces talking on my sign? What do they know? Hey, it's just some things I've observed. If I'm wrong, feel free to say. Otherwise, shut your ass up, put your seatbelts back on, and make sure that aisle is clear. We'll be arriving at our destination shortly.